My grandfather, Ong Yan Lam, was 16 when he arrived in Hawaii in 1881. Popo Lo Yong Chung was 9 when she arrived. When we speak about family history, we regard them as the first generation. The family has been in Hawaii for 138 years and is now in its 7th generation. Bang Yan Lam came to seek his fortune. China was an impoverished country at the time, and he had heard rumors that all who had left for Hawaii had prospered. Besides that, he had an uncle in Hawaii with a Hawaiian family, and he urged him to come to Hawaii. His uncle worked as a toy factory overseer in Kalihi. As eldest son, Bang Yan was to have been his parents' caregiver in their old age. So consequently, his father was opposed to him coming to Hawaii. But with the help of his uncle, he persisted, and his father finally agreed. He worked for his uncle in a toy factory for several years before moving to Kahana as a rice planter for Judge Lyman. In Popo Loyang Chung's case, her father, Gan Yu Chung, realized that a better life had to be pursued beyond the boundaries of China. He chose the Gold Mountain, the California Gold Rush of 1849. He left his wife and 2 daughters in 1874 and headed for California. He was 25 years too late. The gold rush was over by the time he reached California. So he had to take odd jobs in order to live. However, it was dangerous for Chinese living in America, as white America was seized with the fears of the Yellow Peril. Great-grandfather Gang Yu sought safe haven in Punaluu, Oahu. First as a farmer and eventually as a merchant. In 1881, he sent for his wife and daughters. By then they were 9 and 7. They arrived in Honolulu in early summer, but the cargo ship that was to take them to Honolulu was not due until late summer. Anxious to see his family after an absence of 7 years, he arranged to have them travel to Honolulu by way of Nu'uanupali. There were a couple of problems with that. One, they were all foot-bound and could not walk the Nu'uanupali trail. They couldn't go down on horseback because they'd never ridden horses before. So he turned to the Hawaiian, and he hired Hawaiian women to carry his wife and 2 daughters down the pali. He met them at the bottom with his horse and wagon and took them from there to Honolulu. Down the windward coast at Kahana, grandfather Bang Yan was planting rice. At age 21, he felt it was time for him to get married. And so he sought a matchmaker, and who contacted merchant Gan Yu Chung, seeking the hand of his 15-year-old daughter, Lo Yong. The two were married in 1886 in a Christian ceremony, which was a rare thing for Chinese at the time, and it was officiated by Judge Lyman. Sometime in the period 1897 to 1899, Grandpa Bang Yan moved the family from Kalihi to Kalihi, and he succeeded to the overseer's job following the death of his uncle. He ran the factory as well as an office, very well. He commanded the respect of the workers, and I believe that respect came because Bang Young was a Chinese martial arts person. In 1916, the pork factory owner closed the business and sold the property as residential and commercial blocks. It was at that time, in 1916, that the homestead at 817 Factory Street was acquired. They had 13 children, 8 sons and 5 daughters. Popo raised chickens, and sources tell me she was also distilling whiskey to help finance the family. Grandfather helped his father and his uncles in China as well. Rarely was there a letter from them that did not talk about the hardship they suffered in China. And Popo wasn't too happy when those letters came too frequently, because she had her own problems with 13 children. Okay. Now, Popo's name, Lo Yong, is worthy of some notice. Though she was the first daughter, she was not the firstborn. There had been 3 other children before her, but they had all died. She had to be protected from the evil spirits that took her three sisters. And so she was given the name Lo Yong. Lo meaning net, and Yong meaning to raise. So essentially, the idea was she was raised within a net. That charm worked, but she survived. She survived her infanthood. Grandfather died in 1930 following a short illness. Popo followed in 1937. On his death, grandfather left 50 descendants. In July 1966, when the largest of the family reunions was held, we numbered approximately 750. Today, the number exceeds 800. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and he said to them, "Increase and multiply, and fill the earth." And our grandfather helped. So, I'll continue this later, because there's a lot more to cover. So, and I don't want to bore you folks. So we'll come back later.
Thank you, Councilman Lenny Huli, for giving us an update. Everybody was listening. Yesterday, somebody asked me a very interesting question up at the graveyard, and I hope most of you were listening when that question was asked. The question was, what was our original name before Lum? What was our original name before Lum? Our original name was Wong. Wong. But we have the royal name Lum given by the emperor because we looked the part of royalty. No, we're white. Okay, moving on. Like my niece, Mailani again, and Cherish, and Peony, and Zach. Oh, by the way, before they come up, I say come up. Can you all rise? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up and stretch. In baseball, it's what we call a 7-inning stretch. Stretch before you fall asleep. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And one thing I liked about today's reunion was that I heard a lot of talking going on, which means that you're communicating with your neighbors, your family. But what I want you to do is I want you to turn around and face the table on the side of you and shake somebody else's hand that you met before. It is your cousin. Introduce yourself to your cousin. You know, we go to reunions, we eat dinner, we enjoy each other's company, but we go home and we say, oh, what was that cousin's name? How is he related to us? And this is a real good time that we can mingle and find out how we're related and what our cousins' names are.
Okay, everyone, who's ready for more games? We have a blackout bingo winner. Woo! What is her name? Okay, which square was the hardest?
Retired last year.
Oh, retired in last year. Who's that? What's up, Castro? Congratulations on your retirement. Woo! Okay, so mahalo for playing the bingo. You have won the stock assignment for Long Life. Congratulations! Yay! Okay, can I have all the children come up to the big area in the front?
My husband's busy, so I'm gonna take my phone back.
The family book, and then how is a family telling the history. And your guys' history is from this book too. And even talk about why you have the Lam Say Hotel, have the Lady God. They have everything answered in the original book. They tell everything. But now it's mixing 3 generations, didn't acting the information.
Yan is fluent in Mandarin and Cantonese and teaches which one? You teach both? Yeah, she teaches both languages here in Honolulu, and she was nice enough to accompany us to the grave the other couple of years back, because when you go up to Grandpa and Grandma's grave, it's all written in Chinese. And the first thing she told me was when she looked at the Grandpa's gravestone, she said, "Boy, your family is very influential in China." And she said, "Your family is rich." I didn't say a word. She said, "Your family is rich in China." I have a hole in my pocket. But we thank Yan for coming and helping us. So she was last night we were supposed to finish at 2:00 at the dojo, but we were so interested in the history of each character, each person, that we didn't leave there till almost 8:00 at night. And Yan translated each name, the meaning of each name. For instance, Hong Kong,
Okay, because I see the name and then Chinese name always have a meaning. So first time I see the 13 kids name very touch me. That is to show the couple the very strong emotion. The first kid was a boy, right? Heng Cheong, right? Heng is from the family pole, so they didn't choose that. They just only follow the traditional book, right? So the last predator, the parents choose for the kids. So when they came to Hawaii, I believe they're young, they have a lot of energy, and they have a very nice hope from their new life. So So when I have the first baby, they choose the name is a Chill, Hang Chill. Chill meaning is a fortune. So you can see the young couple had the first baby, they even they're poor, but they hope they come to the new land and then they have a fortune, right? Okay, so the next baby is a Heng Go. Heng Go, but I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, we say Hong Kyong, but she speaks it the way it should be spoken properly.
I speak Cantonese, so Gong, the means mountain, hill, the big mountain, forgive my accent. So the second boy, they choose the big mountain. Why? From our traditional, you come to the land, you go higher level, right? You know, just because the first generation come, they poor, they work hard. Maybe they got bullied from the others, so they have a hope on their new generation. My generation is have a fortune, also can go higher level life, and don't have a hard time like I do, right? That's the second kid. So the number kids is a girl. Bảo Zhan. Bảo is how to say that?
Oh, we say Bao Chan.
Bao Zhan. So in treasure, Bao is treasure. So in Chinese precious, in Chinese culture, I apologize, we didn't treat the girl so well. But in this family, I see they give the girl, the name is very, very special. So the first daughter they give Zhen, and then the number 6 daughter is Bo Ji. Put together, Zhen Ji is pearl. So for traditional Chinese, pearl is a very expensive jewelry. Forget Chinese culture, always talk about money. So they think the pearl, you always hold inside your hand because the pearl is pretty but also easy broken too. So they have a hope on their daughter. They hope their daughter can marry with a family and the family take care of their daughter, like take care of the pearl. Not just only put their daughter on the ground, just only for born baby. That's their hope for their daughter. And number 4 son is Hang Lan. Lan, the meaning is like the baby king. So in our traditional, the son have nine dragons. So Lan Pei Lan. If you've been in yesterday we've been in Lum
Cemetery?
the cemetery, there are 2 Kilan. So the Kilan is a young dragon. The nine dragon, so the Kilan is the youngest son, the son of the sun, S-U-N. Okay, so they name their number 4 baby is a Lucky Land, like young dragon. So what is a young dragon? You guys know already. It's not just only fortune, not just only high good life. It's a come to the power. So now when they have the number 4 kids, they've been in Hawaii like at least 6 years, right? So after 6 years, I have a feeling the couple, they recognize it. If I only have money, if I only can do business, not enough. my kids, my young generation need to have political power. Because in Chinese culture, king, the power is for political, right? So they need to have political power to protect their family. And then the next one is number 5 is hung fong. Fong, the meaning is
Good, fragrant virtues.
so yeah. So the number 5 son, the number 5 baby is a hang fong. So I can imagine when I have a number 5 kids, their life stable. They feel comfortable with the new land. They feel happy with their life. So they are not just only like before, want to have money, want to have power, they more enjoy, maybe they adopted with the Hawaiian culture, enjoy their life. So the next one is a daughter, Boji. So Boji with Bojan is together. It's the plural. So number 7 is a hang tail. Hang tail with number 9, hang ball is together. Tail is a
Better, powerful, forceful. Motherland.
land. So hang ball is motherland. Hang tail. Number 7 and number 9 put together is now they not just only focus on their small family. Also they have a hope. Their country, their homeland stronger. Because at that time you need to tie with the history code. That time China got beaten, right? So the Chinese immigrants in other countries looking down. So they recognize, even myself, my lot of money, I have a successful rich life in other lands, I still not be strong enough. Strong is my homeland, my country stronger, then I don't get beaten. So they give the name to the children is Hang Kyung Bong. Kyung is power. Bong is a motherland. They have a stronghold. My motherland stand up. Don't get beaten. Then we living outside. We feel safe. And number 8 is Bo Ho. Bo Ho.
Great.
Red corner is one kind of jewelry and it's from ocean too. So if you guys know John Gaisek wife to wear this kind of special jewelry. So in our culture, only the rich and powerful family and lady can wear this kind of jewelry. So they give the name to the number 8 daughter, Bo Ho. So the meaning is, they not just only have a hope, other family, you marry my daughter, just only take care of my daughter. They want my daughter be independent. So the daughter in the family can equal with the man, have a power too. Okay, so next one, let's see. Who have a next one? Number 9 is a Bo Chi. Yeah, number 10. Number 10 is Bo Chi, is a daughter.
Number 10 is thank you, Baojin. Precious, rich, unattainable.
Baojin means precious treasure. It's rich, powerful, and unattainable. So number 10 baby, they still They think the name is for special jewelry, but go to the next baby, still a daughter, and I can see different emotion in there. They have number 11 baby, bowling. Bowling, so I guess in that time, they are more than 40, right? So they're middle age, they're not young people now. So they in this land have a successful life. So, but unfortunately, that time, China had big war. So the government, the political power stopped them. They cannot go back to China. They're not even allowed to visit or write letter to the homeland now. They're super sad. So you can put yourself in their shoes. If you grow up in Honolulu until 18 or 20 years old, and then yourself move to China mainland, you have a job in there, you make money in here, but your whole family live in Honolulu. But since you go to China to business and find the money, and the government tell you, oh, American have a war in here, and you cannot go back. You never see your family again, and you don't know the Chinese language, you don't know the culture, you don't have any family in the land. How you feel? Super sad, right? And the meaning is the political and the war cut your emotion support right away. So for them, the only emotion support is from the temple. So this is why they're giving the name for 11 baby, bowling. Lin is lotus.
Mean lotus flower.
Lotus flower is for Guan Yin. So they have very strong emotion related with the temple. That's the only support they have. And the number 12 to number 13 baby is a really homesick. I feel very sad too. Because at that time I guarantee they got the order. Never can go back. So for this couple, their dream is come here, only stay here, work hard, maybe 5 years or 10 years, and then they carry the money, they go back China, right? They never think about live here forever. There's a lot of immigrants, Chinese at that time. So when they got the order, you never can come back. You need to stay here, and they still don't know the language and don't know the culture, and their mind very strong, traditional thinking, and nobody understand them too. Because if you talk to the kids go born in here and raised in here. They have different culture, they have different thinking. So they don't understand parents. They say, why you need to go home, here's a home. Because the kids born in here, but not the parents. So can you imagine if you go to China, you want to go back to Honolulu, right? But your kids in China, they ask you, what the heck are you talking about? China is my home. I don't know Honolulu. I don't know Hawaii. I know nobody in there. I don't want to go to Hawaii. So you put yourself in their shoes. They're very sad. So the last, number 12 and number 13, the baby, the Ngan Heo. Ngan is
Appreciate grace, kindness. Favor.
Hang Heo is your village. Exactly, come back to their location. So they from a very small village. So now they said, okay, I cannot go back, but I appreciate where I'm from. So for traditional Chinese, we are like the leaf of the big tree. When you're older, we call falling leaf, go back to the roots. But if you cannot go back, the meaning your goal is outside, no home. Very sad. So they named their last two son, the baby son, Ngan Hell. That's the only thing they can do. They cannot come back their homeland, and they recognize they will in this land forever. And yesterday I heard about Kehao talk about the great grandma, the story. She said the grandma keep cash and didn't allow people in her room. And after she died, the children or grandchildren find out she has a lot of cash under her pillow. So maybe for you guys feel funny, right? How can you have a lot of cash under your pillow? You don't even put it inside the bed. I tell you, if you're during a war, at that time they're always run away from the war. So they need to have cash. So until today, the Chinese only believe cash. So for a lot of Americans, they don't say, oh, Chinese only believe cash. Yes, why you have cash? You ready for every time you run away from the danger, run away from the war. And Chinese always like to have 24 gold. But they don't tell you the reason. So a lot of people, they don't understand, oh, Chinese so greedy. They like to wear the gold. And they just only say, oh yeah, you love gold, but they don't tell you the reason. That is a safety. They carry the 24 gold, that is the only thing they have. If the war happens, for example, the war happens right now, I cannot go back to my car, the house, but I have to take my children a long way. But if here, you need to run inside the airplane or boat, the people will ask you, where's the money? No money, no talk. You give money, you can get inside the boat, or you can get inside the airplane. No money, you go silent. So you need to have gold always with you together. At least you can pay for your last chance to run away. But they don't want to tell you. So they just want to say, oh, for pretty. No, it's not for pretty. It's safety to save your family. The last chance you can go. So it's very sad. This is why the grandma always keep all the cash. She, during the war time, she doesn't bring back. If your money, all the money in the bank, if the war happens, can you use a credit card? You go to a bank, do you think a bank give you money? So how can you do? You have to carry your money and at least can save you, right? So this is why she always keep the cash under her pillow, ready to run away. And Hawaii that time was a kingdom, and then changed to, you guys know the history, right? And they pay a lot of money in Uncle House. I saw them, it's very sad. They pay a lot of money to buy land in China from Qing Dynasty. And they follow the government law very well. They pay big tax. I was shocked. They pay 10 silver, like 10 pounds silver for the land and the house. 10 pounds silver can pay for half city already. But that money only pay for the tax. They pay for the Qing Dynasty. But Qing Dynasty, they give the government paper, say, okay, there's a Lum family buy the land, the mountain, that's illegal. So come to John Kaiser, they still say that's a legal paper. But come to 1949, they took away everything. They said, oh, it's illegal. But the paper is still in Uncle House. It's like that. It's very sad. So the meaning is, they work hard, they made the money, and then they carry back to their homeland. buy a lot of land for the new generation. This is why they always say go home, because they buy a lot of good land and house for everybody, like all the generations. They think there's a land kingdom, they have a freedom in there. Didn't make it, and everything is gone already. Now you know the feeling now. So maybe today you say, I don't want to go back. I understand, because you go somewhere, you listen here. But you put yourself, you make a lot of money from other country and then you buy the land in Hawaii. But this land and money just only like a wind and blew away. How you feel? You feel very painful too, right? But when you feel painful, the new generation not appreciate it. Go like, hey, forever, I don't live in Honolulu, I don't know there. Go to Singapore, okay. You will say, well, the same thing is said. But that's the only thing you can do, and that's why I speak for the great talent. Not meaning you have to go back to China to live, okay?
Unfortunately, after 1949, the communists took over the land that our grandmother had purchased. We still have a small piece of land left, and I believe we do not own it anymore, but we have a 99-year lease on it. 1949, wow. I think the lease is up and down.
With a grateful heart, give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ His Son. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ His Son. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. Oh yes. Give thanks. We give thanks to thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ His Son. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Oh yes. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ His Son. And now We give thanks to you, Lord. We give thanks. We give thanks to you, Lord.